Good evening, everybody. Jumped on late today, but I wanted to share three new lessons that the Vitamix has taught me, and yeah, it the saga continues. And I would love to hear from you guys below if there's an appliance in your life that continues to give you lessons in life, because the Vitamix and I are it's transforming me. I've decided that it has an agenda, and I am working to meet it, I guess. So, um, really wanted to speak to, if you haven't seen my last video on the Vitamix, it exploded one day, and I learned about space that you can't cram more and more into something without there being some repercussions. Well, let's talk about the Vitamix. So, my sink is here. I have the Vitamix across the kitchen. It's a smaller kitchen, but still, just to give you some reference points as I go through this. So the Vitamix is in the corner. It's next to the fridge. I can put my stuff in. That's efficient. Blend it, be done with my stuff. So the Vitamix is sitting there, and I put the lid on really tight. For some reason, it fit nicely. It just did not want to come off. It was really good and tight. I'm like, sweet. This will not, seep. Sometimes there's some seepage as you're blending. Well, I turned it on and it was doing okay. I didn't get the Vitamix like roar or anything saying that it was about to explode. But then as I put the little, the plunger was in, and I pulled the plunger out, it went whew, like this. Hadn't happened to me before. So that was unexpected. So I was like, huh, well, that's interesting. So really it's a matter of understanding that, the mixture still needed more space and it needed to expand. So it moved upward. So it was tight. It couldn't go one way. So it's going to find another way. So it's kind of like, you know, a, I think of it as like a bubble, and you squeeze it and it just finds any way to release pressure, just kind of like we do in life, right? We have to allow ourselves space to grow and change. We have to declutter in order to allow new things to come into our world. And we're also planning on selling everything and going to live in an RV year round starting in January. So this has been a great exercise in decluttering and providing more space in my physical sense, but I've also noted that it's really been awesome for my mental health as well. I got rid of so many clothes, and I'm literally just wearing everything that I see. It's so simple to find out what I'm wearing. And so that kind of leads me to the next next lesson. Um, was so notice that the Vitamix was across the counter. And so now I am trying to walk across the kitchen to the sink. And every morning I would take off the lid and put my hand here, and it would drip on my hand, and I would put it in the sink. And I've done this for a long time, for like 2 years in this house. And yeah, so this is what happened. I finally decided, well, Lori, why don't we pick up the whole blender, move it to the sink? Then you can take off the lid and it won't drip anywhere. I don't know. Maybe I'm slow to come to the party. But anyway, it really speaks to streamlining and efficiency. I think part of my original thinking was that the glassware was right there, but I can just move the glassware. It's a lot less of an issue. And then when I pour the smoothie into the glass, it may not, if it does drip, it drips into the sink too. I felt like that was such an awakening moment. Forgive me if this seems like dumb moments for you, but man, it was good. So now every morning I just been pulling the whole canister over there, moving the glasses, spilling in the sink if it does spill, and I'm as happy as a lamb. What do you know? So really, this is talking about simplification, streamlining, and efficiency, which again gets to me when I've got rid of all these clothes, streamlining everything, right? Organization, streamlining, and simplicity. Keep it simple. And as someone mentioned on a comment, sustainable. So instead of saying keep it simple, stupid, or keep it simple, sweetheart, say keep it simple and sustainable, which is great, right? Because you use the clothes that you're wearing, it's sustainable, it makes it less difficult and much easier. I'm always wearing the same things anyway. Yeah. So, and it'll fit in a little RV space. It's going to be fantastic. I'm like down to 5 or 6 pair of shoes, which is hiking boots, running shoes, sandals, one pair of dress shoes, and one pair of rain shoes, just in case, I'm traveling or doing something else. But yeah. Anyway, so the next and last lesson is really interesting piece as it had exploded and split out the top. There were these weird like things. I'm looking at this purple stuff moving and dancing in that little hole, and it kept looking like there were chunks. And I mean, I'm letting this thing blend and blend and blend. I'm like, it should be smoothie, but it just kept looking like chunks. Well, then one burst, and I was like, oh, those are bubbles. I must have been having a really dense morning. But anyway, so the bubbles, they were bubbles. They weren't chunks. So I was, getting slightly annoyed with the blender because I was like, this is a Vitamix. Why is this not blending? It was blending. It was my perspective and my assumptions, right? So this really led me to understand that I shouldn't be jumping to conclusions. Yes. Just recognizing that things don't always seem what they are. Just be patient and ask questions and further investigate. Like in all things, like we should. Yeah. So anyway, understanding before judging, accommodating growth and change, and streamlining for efficiency. There you go, guys. 3 more lessons from the Vitamix. Besides providing space, give yourself room to breathe and do your work and think and grow. Yeah. So share with me if you have, again, some appliance that gives you lessons. I do believe the Vitamix will continue to provide me lessons. Anyway, but I also thought this would be an interesting thing to think about how observing things in nature can provide you lessons. Routine activities can provide you lessons. Like, I don't know, maybe there's something I need to be more mindful of and just extract from day-to-day living. Yeah, it'll help me grow even more. So I hope that's helpful, at least entertaining. Feel free to judge me if you want, but that's okay. So just bring a little joy and hopefully a few giggles to your life. Thank you for being here. As always, I'm sending you love, joy, peace, and healing and abundance, because again, we all need more of that in this world and this life. So I will see you next time.